Hey guys, Team Grenade, Richard Alston here, and I just thought I'd make this very quick video just to let you all know what I've got going on for the rest of the year in regards to competition. As it stands, I've decided not to compete this year now. I would have been starting an 8-week prep on the 1st of this month, but just before that I decided to have a quick word with my prep coach, Jamie Alderton, Team Grenade athlete and good friend of mine, and also Warren Dyson, who's the owner of Emporium and has looked after me since day one. Basically, I've made some really good gains this year. I brought up some really weak areas that I had last year. I've made some really good improvements, and I'll be very confident going into the Midlands Championships again this year, which is the same show I competed in last year for the qualifier, which I won. And I'd be very confident that I could place first again this year in defending that title. But then once I go on to the British finals, am I in a position where I'm good enough to compete for that top spot? The answer at this moment in time is no, I'm not. So, I took last year, I stepped on stage for the first time, I won my first show, which I was ecstatic about. It's great. I've got the muscle man on the windowsill staring at me every day, just to remind me what I did. But at the end of the day, it's what happens in the finals that really matters the most. And I think falling short of top six just slightly, as a bit of a kick in the teeth. But at the same time, I was equally happy to be on that stage of all the rest of the quality physiques that was displayed that day. But I don't want to go back and get the exact same result again. I don't want to go and potentially win a qualifier and then step on stage at the British and become 6th or 5th or whatever place I might get with a physique that is better than last year but not good enough to compete with the guys who are number one and two currently. I've made some really good gains, like I said. I'm 3.5 pounds heavier in mass this time round. So I've made some really good gains. The feedback I had from the judges last year was I needed to gain between 6 and 7 pound on my frame in order to get that muscle density, that thickness, and that bit more muscle maturity, if anything. And I think with the 3.5 pound gain that I've made this year, I think I just need the extra year to again add the other 3.5 pound to my frame and do exactly what the judges have said and come back at that weight, a little bit thicker, a little bit more dense, slightly better symmetry. I've got no question in my mind that my conditioning on the day and everything won't be, ridiculous, to be perfectly honest with you. That's one area I'm very confident in, but I know that I'm not in any rush to get back on stage. I've got a game plan, I've got a goal in mind, and it's not about how many qualifying trophies can I collect and display on my window. It's about how many British titles can you get, and how many of them can you stick on your windowsill and say, I'm the best in the country at that category at that time. And one British title is a lot more impressive than 10 qualifying trophies, in my opinion. So that's my goal, is I want to be number one on that stage eventually, whether it be next year, the year after, the year after that. I don't care which year it is, I will be number one standing on that stage one day, because that's what I envision for myself and that's the goal I've set. There are some fantastic physiques on there, and I know half of the guys on that stage that compete against me, but they all have the same mindset I do. They all want to be number one, they all put the work in, they all put the effort in, and that on the day there's nothing else they want more than to be crowned the king, basically, and walk away with that number one spot. So for the rest of this year now, I'm just going to go completely off season again, raise the calories back up now. Like again, spoke to Jamie, his game plan for me now is to put on some serious weight. I've kept fairly lean all over this year. Jamie's idea for this off season is not to be lean at all. He wants me to gain a good 14 to 15 pound in the off season, which I've never actually been done before, but I'm going to get a real good try and make it happen this time round. So we're going to make the necessary gains that we need to make, bring back an even bigger, fuller, more impressive package next year. And in the meantime, I'm just going to keep making some videos, bringing you guys some really good tips and hints across my social media sites. If you're not on my Instagram, then make sure you follow me at Mr. Grenade, Twitter at Rich Alston, and make sure you also subscribe to my YouTube channel and Facebook page as well. Right guys, until next time, that's what I've got going on at the moment. I'll keep you up to date with everything I've got coming out and going on as well. And next time I will speak to you again.